Hundreds of thousands of people from all parts of Canada and the United States converge on Toronto, Canada to witness the annual Canadian National Sportsman Show. Providing an appeal with which no other springtime exhibition can compete, the Canadian National Sportsman Show is an oddum of show business which runs for 8 days each spring. Just look at those cars. What a traffic headache this would be without competent police direction. Parking lots capable of accommodating 8,000 vehicles are jammed to capacity. Yes, thousands of cars. And each one carries a load of folks here to see the big show. The motor traffic provides an exciting turmoil, adding to the pitch of this great springtime event. But the greatest excitement is always to be found with the people, the thousands who have come eager and anxious to see this modern mecca for sport enthusiasts. It is natural, of course, that the first sign of spring in this country should bring outdoor enthusiasts to America's finest springtime exhibition. However, the ever-increasing popularity of the Canadian National Sportsman Show has not merely a seasonal urge as its stimulus. It offers a remarkable combination of attractions for the entertainment-hungry appetites of a winter-bound population, eager for its first foray into the realms of outdoor recreation. This splendid combination of a springtime exhibition packed with exciting commercial exhibits, crowded with splendid free feature attractions, and backed up by a colorful stage and water review, has now captured the imagination of the people and is continually expanding its thrilling appeal. This great expansion has been laid upon a logical foundation which offers a permanency and continual increase in public appeal. The start of the Canadian National Sportsman Show was enterprising but modest. It was based mainly upon the activities and desires of the hunter and the fisherman, with some side glances at other phases of our summer activities. From an early start with a smattering of retail and manufacturing firms, the fishing tackle and gun exhibits now cover about 15,000 square feet. The best Canadian houses are represented. The results have been so extraordinary that national manufacturers from all over the world now have display exhibits. About 21 national tackle manufacturers from the United States were present in 1954. The growth of interest in this area has been widespread and parallels a similar growth in the entire business in Canada. The inclusion of a boat and marine section to the exhibition was a logical step. It provided a panorama of marine exhibits covering 80,000 square feet that was second to none. Sleek inboard cruisers, sturdy outboard runabouts, sailboats and canoes, exhibits of marine engines, marine hardware and accessories. The boat and marine section served not only as a functional marketplace for the products on display, but a meeting place for the entire trade, with dealers from Texas to Newfoundland taking part. For those who wanted permanency, a cottage and cottage equipment section was developed. Along with the cottages were seen displays of hardware, plumbing, furniture, and garden equipment. The cottages and cottage equipment section utilizes in all some 15,000 square feet of space. In the same wing, we find our travel section of about 10,000 square feet of exhibits. Here, a visitor can map out an entire holiday, receiving first-hand information from various government organizations, tourist services, information centers, and many individual resorts. Also on hand to give information to those who wished it was Pete McGillen, outdoor editor of one of Canada's leading daily newspapers and noted authority on hunting and fishing. With our centers for outdoor recreation becoming more widespread every year, the public's natural interest in new cars has increased. In 1954, the International Motor Show became an integral part of the Canadian National Sportsman Show. 80,000 square feet was occupied by both British and American automotive manufacturers. To ensure good reaction, free entertainment features of various types are found in every area of the show. Many of these features are commercially sponsored, including the Canadian Bowling Championships, a Walt Disney nature film presentation, and the exhibition of Sir John Cobb's famous racing car, the Railton Mobile Special. Still considered by many to be the biggest drawing card of this great springtime extravaganza is the casting pool. With no admission charge for the spectators, this centrally located area has always provided an exciting spectacle for both fishermen and non-fishermen alike. The casting pool is a center of demonstrations by manufacturers and for tournaments of the Toronto Anglers and Hunters Association. At the sports demonstration area every evening, there were half-hour demonstrations of a myriad of activities. Members of the Toronto Anglers and Hunters Association showed that archery is still a very popular sport. The parade of entertainment in this area had wide appeal, including a fine demonstration of fencing. The ladies found that they were included too, and their interest was not confined to the art of self-defense. A full-fledged fashion show gave all the girls a chance to see the coming styles. Of course, the men also appreciated this fine showing of what comes off in the fashion world, and what's left on was rather interesting too. Not so cute perhaps, but just as interesting to the true outdoor lover was a demonstration of canoe portaging. Rounding out the variety of events held each evening in the sports demonstration area was an act as typically Canadian as hunting and fishing itself. Square dancing, the entertainment of the pioneers of our country, was demonstrated, complete with fiddle and collar. Two-day international all-breed championship dog shows were among other events sponsored by the Toronto Anglers and Hunters Association. Drawing the attention of dog fanciers and dog lovers alike, the all-breed championship dog shows were very popular. Their success, along with many of the other events, in obtaining national theatrical newsreel coverage, speaks for itself. Running simultaneously with the championship dog show was a mutt show for trick dogs, sponsored by the Toronto Daily Star. Strictly for the kids and their pets, this event provided a drawing card for young and old alike. In keeping with the motive behind the Canadian National Sportsman Show was a presentation of the Ontario Department of Lands and Forests. Here, wild and fish life of our country was on display. The big 14-act stage and water review is officially opened by the president of the Canadian National Sportsman Show, who share the spotlight with other important personages. Giving their official stamp of approval to the big show was a band of Canadian Indians in tribal dress. Situated in the very center of the buildings, the big plays to a packed arena twice daily. Outdoor acts brought into the specially constructed tank let city dwellers have a sample of the skill achieved by outdoor men who make their work a year-round game. Guides from the Maritimes and the New England states provided thrills and laughs as they showed just how easy rolling off a log can be. Not to be outdone by the real Redskins, a highly trained troupe of dogs and monkeys provided another thrill for the audience. From act to act, the show rolled on with champions from all fields of sport and show business taking part. From the stage to the slack wire, the big review gives everyone lots of thrills and laughs. Like a three-ring circus, there was activity everywhere in the arena. Internationally known masters of ceremonies keep the show rolling as acts from all over the world participate. The ladies have their moments too. A skillful demonstration of trick casting was a real crowd pleaser. Just as much so was a trampoline act performed by a North American Championship group of gymnastic stars. Bringing a touch of home to those visitors from the state of Florida was a muscular young man whose hobby, believe it or not, is wrestling alligators. Well, in a world as changing as ours is today, anything that's different is bound to be an attraction. And wrestling alligators from Florida's Everglade country prove to be just that. In all shows, there is a star. And in the Stage and Water review of the Canadian National Sportsman Show, it's the very famous Sharky the Seal, telling the orchestra leader what to do with just one of the many tricks the amazing Sharky performs. Recognized as one of the world's outstanding animal acts of the day, Sharky has played a big part in the popularity of every one of the annual sportsman's shows. It is acts such as this one which fill the 7,000-seat arena performance after performance, including afternoon shows. Providing the exciting climax to a thrill-packed show, Sharky is sure to be back next year for the Sportsman's Show. From crowd cars to crowds of people, through splendid exhibits to top-notch entertainment, we've seen the story of the Canadian National Sportsman's Show. We hope that you'll be one of the many thousands of people to exhibit at or to visit the Canadian National Sportsman's Show held at the Coliseum, Toronto, Canada, in March of each year. The motive behind this great show is a worthwhile one: to be able to bring together the suppliers and users of items so essential to our way of life is good. But more important, the Canadian National Sportsman's Show is operated as a public service. All the profits are devoted to the conservation of our greatest natural resources, the forests, fields, and streams, and the basic field of agriculture. By the judicious and careful use of the earnings available, we hope to do a major part in the preservation of Canada's great heritage. By the protection and reforestation of our forested areas, we can preserve and increase our wildlife resources. The fine fishing areas stocked with the sporting fish we want will always be found, but only if they are properly protected. The reestablishment of cool, clear water in our lakes and streams, by control of land erosion in the field of agriculture, and the abolishment of the pollution of our waters is an aim which stands high in the hearts of the true sportsman. These are the targets of the Canadian National Sportsman's Show. To paraphrase, we truly have all this and heaven too, in that we are operating a commercial exhibition of great benefit to our exhibitors, a show that provides the ultimate in entertainment for hundreds of thousands of people from Canada, the United States, and indeed all parts of the world, and the appreciation that everyone concerned is assisting in the truly great cause of conservation.